Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about reading quiz chapter 2. This quiz is relatively harder compared to the other quizzes that you will see in this textbook. So let's do the first question. Alex has a budget of $100 a month for movie tickets and restaurant meals. A movie ticket will cost $10 and a restaurant meal costs $20. Which of the following combination is part of Alex's budget? So here, Alex has a budget constraint, so he cannot spend $110. So the maximum he can spend is $100. And we need to find out which combination is actually in this budget constraint. 2 movie tickets, let's start with the first one. 2 movie tickets times movie ticket is 10 is going to cost him $20. And then 5 restaurant meals is going to cost him 100, total of 120. 120 is not in this budget constraint, so this cannot be a right answer. Let's look at B. 2 movie tickets, again 2 times 10, $20. And then 4 times 20, which is 80. 80 plus 20 is $100. So this is actually in the budget constraint because he has $100, so he can spend money to buy 2 movie tickets and 4 restaurant meals. So the right answer is this one. You can try all of them. Let's do C. 2 movie tickets, 20. 1 restaurant meal, 20, 40. Yes, he can also purchase this, but it's not on the budget constraint. If you remember, if something is on the budget constraint, this is the budget constraint. If you read the chapter well, here is the movie tickets, and here is the restaurant meals. If you're on the budget constraint, you spend all of your income. Here in this case, you're not spending all of your income. You have extra amount of money left. For that reason, the right answer is 2 movie tickets and 4 restaurant meals. Question number 2. Irfan has a budget constraint described in the graph below. If Irfan purchases 1 hour of tutoring, per month and decides to increase his purchase to 2 hours of tutoring, so this is 1 hour of tutoring and then decides to go 2 hours of tutoring per month, what is the opportunity cost of the second hour of tutoring? So here is our graph, right? We have this and we have here 0, 8, and then here we have 1, 6, and here we have 2, 4. So this is the restaurant meals, this is the tutoring. Okay, so Irfan is here. And now he wants to increase the tutoring by 1 more hour. If he does that from 1 to 2, he's giving up 2 restaurant meals because at 1 we have 6 restaurant meals. 2 hours of tutoring he could be able to spend 4 restaurant meals. So the opportunity cost is what you give up. In this case, he gives up of 2 restaurant meals. Therefore, the opportunity cost is 2 restaurant meals. Let's look at the next question. Question number 3. Martha spends 5 hours of free time exercising and playing music per day. The table below represents the level of utility she receives from the various combinations of exercise and music activities. For instance, if she only plays music, her total utility from exercise will be 0, and the utility from music will be 50. If she exercises for 1 hour, she will receive a level of utility of 25. Utility is measured in utils. Those numbers are arbitrary and designed to quantify the benefits received from various activities. The question is asking, the utility patterns in the table illustrates the law of marginal diminishing utility. So what is law of marginal diminishing utility? It says that, so for instance, let's say you drink 1 glass of water and you get 50 utils because you are so much thirsty. And then you drink the second glass of water, and the second glass of water, the utility you get from the second glass suddenly drops to 10 utils, right? That's what happens in real life. Because the first glass you were thirsty, you got a lot of utility, but the second glass, the utility drops. So as you see, law of marginal utility says that the first glass is 50 and the second glass is additionally, this is 50, brings 10. So the additional or the marginal utility you get from the second glass is decreasing. It doesn't say the total utility decreases. Total utility is increasing. Here the total utility is 50. Here the total utility is 60. The reason is because you're summing the utility you get from the first glass, the utility you get from the second glass. But it says that the additional utility you get from additional consumption of a good decreases. So we need to find the right answer based on this explanation. So the increase in utility for each additional hour Marta exercise falls. So that's the idea, as I said before, the increase in utility for each additional hour. It's not the total utility. It's not the right answer. The total utility Marta receives from music decreases. So therefore, this is the right answer. The scenario is the same in question number 4. And first, let's read the question. Marginal analysis will help Marta in her decision making regarding how to spend her free time because she can compare the gains in utility from exercising to the loss in utility from music to find out the optimum combination. As you know that she can be able to see if she increases the hours spent on music, how much she needs to give up from exercise and so on. That is actually true. She will realize which activity is more important to her. So we are trying to find the best combination of activities to get the maximum benefit. Therefore, that is true too. She will be able to find the combination of music and exercise which gives her the most total utility, which is correct too. So all answers are correct here. So we use the marginal analysis to find the best combination of activities that gives us the most utility. And we can also compare the loss in utility from one activity to another by comparing the diminishing utility and so on. Number 5. The graph below represents the production possibility frontier for the country of Oz for two groups of goods or services, infrastructure and technology and research. So we need to find the correct answer. From point on the production possibility frontier, the country of Oz can produce more infrastructure, okay? They can produce more infrastructure projects and more technology and research projects simultaneously, but only up to a certain quantity. This is not correct. Why? Because on the production possibility curve, here you see, you are actually using all your resources because that means this is an efficient production, okay? And that also says that you can only get more of one activity. Let's say you want more infrastructure, you want to get more infrastructure, then you need to give up from the other activity, in this case, technology and research. So that's why this sentence is not correct. If the country of Oz is currently producing 15 infrastructure projects, so 15 is this point here, and wants to produce, let's say here is 15, okay, 15, and wants to produce 4 more, which in this case, this point, therefore it's going to be 4 more, it's going to be 19. They would give up 7 research and technology. Let's find out when it's 15 infrastructure projects, how many technology and research projects you can get. 15 is here, and that is corresponding to 7 technology. And 19 is here, and that is corresponding to 3 technology projects. So actually they are giving up 4 technology and research projects, not 7. That's why it's not correct. And C says that the country of Oz can produce 15 infrastructure projects and 12 technology and research projects. That's not correct. At 15, as you see here, when we have 15 infrastructure, we have 7 technology projects here, this point. Therefore, that's not correct as well. If country Oz is currently producing 10 infrastructure projects, we are here, and wants to produce 5 more, which we come here, which is going to be 15, the opportunity cost would be 2 research and technology. Let's find out when it's 10 infrastructure projects, okay, we have 9 research projects, 9 technology and research projects. And if the country wants to increase to 15 here, from 10 to 15, they need to give up 2 research projects. Therefore, this is the correct answer. Question 6. Which of the following statement is true? A budget constraint shows the limits on an individual's consumption while a production possibility frontier shows the limits on a business consumption or expenses. This is not correct. So let's understand budget constraint. Budget constraint is a straight line and it shows the limits on individuals' consumption. Production possibility frontier shows the possibility of production for a society as a whole. It's not the business, therefore this is not the correct statement. A budget constraint is a straight line, which is true, while a production possibility frontier has a constant slope, which is not true. Remember, straight lines have a constant slope. Any point on the line slope is the same. For both shape, the slope is changing here. It's too flat, it gets steeper and gets steeper, and it's very steep here. So the slope is changing from this point to this point. A budget constraint shows the limits on an individual consumption, which is correct, while a production possibility frontier shows the limits on an economy's production. Therefore, the right answer is this one. Number 7. The graph below represents the production possibility frontier for the country of Sandia for two groups of goods and services, infrastructure and technology and research. The production possibility frontier of Sandia illustrates the law of diminishing returns because the opportunity cost of producing technology and research projects is falling as more technology and research projects are produced. So the right answer should be the opportunity cost of producing technology and research projects is increasing as more technology and research projects are produced in Sandia. Here is the idea. Okay, so when you have all resources, one example from your textbook, to health, and no education, so no resources to education, this is 0, all resources 50 given to health. That means everybody has a doctor, everybody can go to visit doctor even for samples, some simple things, right? Because all your resources are spent on health. We have lots of doctors, but even your kids do not go to school. There's no kindergarten, nothing, no resources are allocated to education. So when I increase the allocation to education and decrease from the health, because you know the total resources are limited, then the gain in education is going to be a lot. And I'm not going to give up too much on health because, you know, here some people are very helpful, like surgeons, we need them, but some people are just taking care of for simple things. So therefore these people who are not efficient in producing healthcare is going to move to education, and they are going to be more helpful because they are better fit to be a teacher. Therefore, the increase in education will be huge, but decrease in healthcare is not going to be too much. So increasing the opportunity cost of increasing education is not going to be too much here. But once you move the resources from healthcare to education, when you come to the lower levels, you're trying to move, for instance, best surgeons in that health industry to be an educator. So therefore the opportunity cost is getting higher and higher when you increase the resources in one sector. So if you increase the resources in education, then the opportunity cost of reducing resources healthcare increases as you move more and more resources from health to education. So we need to find the right answer. The opportunity cost of producing additional infrastructure projects is higher when Sandia is already producing 2 than when it's producing 3 infrastructure. Let's find out. If Sandia was producing 3 and wants to increase to 4 infrastructure projects, then the Sandia needs to give up 4 technology projects from 4 to 0. When Sandia is producing 2 and moves to 3, then Sandia needs to give up 3 technology projects. As you see, the opportunity cost of producing additional infrastructure projects is higher when Sandia is already producing 2 units than when it's producing 3 units. 3 to 4, you give up 4 technology, 2 to 3, you give up 3 technology projects. So that's the correct answer. Question number 8. An economy will achieve productive efficiency when it's on the production possibility frontier. So any point on the production possibility frontier is productively efficient. That means you are using all your resources. Anything inside is inefficient. Anything outside is unattainable. And allocative efficiency, this is a wrong question, I think. One of them should be productive efficiency. The other one, it should be allocative efficiency, is when you find the best combination of a point on the production possibility frontier that meets the needs of the society. Okay, so allocative efficiency is productive efficient, but not all productive efficient points are allocative efficient, because maybe this society enjoys here, so that is allocative efficient, but some other society may enjoy this point, so that's allocative efficient. If we assume that the second one is allocative efficiency, then the right answer is maximizing production and could not increase production of both goods at the same time, that's productive efficiency, is producing the combination of goods and services that most benefit the people in the economy, is allocative efficiency. Question 9. If the state of Texas has a lower opportunity cost for producing beef compared to Alaska, so here is the idea. Comparative advantage depends on opportunity cost. Okay, so it says that the countries who has lower opportunity costs should produce the good. Okay, if Texas has a lower opportunity cost of producing beef, then Texas should produce beef and Alaska should purchase beef from Texas. So that is D. Texas has a comparative advantage in beef, Alaska should purchase beef from Texas. So if you talk about opportunity costs, it's actually comparative advantage. If I talk about the resources I use, the number of resources, then I talk about absolute advantage. So if I finish a task in 2 hours and Gabby finishes in 3 hours, then I have absolute advantage. Okay, this is me. I can finish it in a quicker time. But absolute advantage is not helpful to understand trade. We need to understand the comparative advantage. What if with this 2 hours I could be able to make in another job 20,000 K, but Gabby can only make $60? So it is obvious that Gabby has a lower opportunity cost doing this task than me, because I'm giving up 20,000. Therefore, Gabby should focus on making this task. I should do the task that brings me a higher income. That's the idea of comparative advantage. Comparative advantage, lower opportunity costs. Absolute advantage, lower input. But absolute advantage is not helpful to understand trade. Okay, question 10. A normative statement reflects opinions or beliefs, while a positive statement is based on facts. Okay, so if you say inflation should be lower, that's your subjective opinion, it's normative. But if you say inflation is 7%, it's a positive statement because it's a fact. So this is all about chapter 2. Thank you for watching this video.